Doc D in the Dungeon. It is Friday, July 19th, 2019, and we're filming the State of the Shot number 2. Hold on one second. Apparently, my better half is sending all kinds of stuff. I'll come back to that later. It never fails when you're trying to film something. Everybody wants to come visit or talk or call or text. Oh well, I guess it's good to be loved. So anyhow, just wanted to bring you up to speed on some of the things that have been doing. It's been a busy couple of weeks since I started this whole YouTube thing. To date, we have published 6 videos. We'll publish number 7, SOS number 2, the State of the Shot number 2, this afternoon or evening. And hopefully I will publish number 8 as well. So some of the upcoming videos that we have, I'm going to do a 3rd installment of the draft site tutorials, and this will be some simple geometric designs that I have cut out, and I'll just kind of walk you through the process of how to do that. And this is actually one of the early assignments that I have my students do in the rapid prototyping class, and so I think that it will be helpful. More upcoming videos that we'll have next week is the High Country Bus Festival, and I believe that I said in my intro video that I'm a Volkswagen guy, and so have 3 Volkswagen buses at this point, and so we're going to go down and we're going to spend a few days, a long weekend down in North Carolina. I've been doing that for the last several years, and it's really good just to get away and disconnect, and I'm going to shoot some video of that and share that for those who have similar interests. Well, what else? What do we have in progress? Well, one of the first projects that I started, and I have not posted any video yet, is I have an Atlas closing. I believe it's a model 5000, and it's a 12-inch lathe, and I bought a tailstock for it, a tailstock turret for it, and it doesn't quite fit, and so I had to make some modifications to it, and the very first thing that I had to do was raise the height, and I've done that. And then when I got it all set up, I realized that my left to right orientation is slightly off, but I don't have enough adjustment in the tailstock turret as it is, and so I have to make some further adjustments to that. So this will probably wind up being a 3 video series, and I'll release all of those at the same time. I may actually wind up having to refilm some of that because I don't think that I had my directional microphone at that time, and so I'm afraid that the audio quality is going to be kind of poor on those. Other things that I'm working on. Right now I've got the fly-in Doc D in the Dungeon and a little film clicker thing, and that's a great start, but I want something better. And so I am currently working on creating a intro trailer that is more in line with kind of what I want. And so what you're going to see, with the Doc D in the Dungeon, one of my favorite movies ever was Young Frankenstein. And so the theme is going to be somewhat parallel to that. And so I'm having some fun with it. And what you see back behind you right now is the current state of where I'm going to have my backdrop, and I'm doing 2 different things. We'll talk about that in a second. But so this piece of plywood is going to become one of my new backdrops, and so I'm going to make a 3D backdrop, a little mini diorama with some mountains and a castle and the moon, and so I'm kind of having fun with that. And I'm not really an artistic type guy. I don't consider myself an artist, but I'm having fun with it. And so I'm going to take some video footage today as I start through that process. And so this is going to get all cleaned up and moved, and actually it really needs to be moved towards the door so that people can see it as they first come in the door. And this is going to be transformed into my backdrop for shooting stills, for shooting videos, so forth and so on. And so we're going to start with this, and I may have to expand it later, but for right now, I'm just having fun with the whole process. And then along with that, I'm trying to develop some theme music, and I have what I want in mind, and I'm trying to get somebody to do that for me, because I have zero musical ability, none. And then the last thing is that the end result is that I want to do a 3D animated fly-in intro, complete with music. And so I am learning Blender, and it's a program that I've never even really messed with before. And so I'm going through some tutorials and going to see what I can do. And this, you know, it may take me a year to get to the point where I have something that I feel is usable. But again, I love to learn, and so that's what we're doing. So anyhow, I have some more footage to follow as I work on starting the process of the backdrop. And then, like I said, I also will have a tutorial for draft site that also will come out later on today. Doc D in the dungeon. All right, Doc D back again. So what I've done is I've created a text that I like, that fits in with the theme of what I'm doing. And one of the things that this backdrop diorama is going to have is floating text. And so what I'm doing is setting up a template so that I can cut a way to align this text the way that I want it on my backdrop. And so here I have my normal drawing template that we're all familiar with. And then I've drawn a circle that will represent the arc of the text across the top of my, my diorama. And so I'm going to cut that out of cardboard simply because it's free and it's easy. And so here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and select everything. I use the trim command and specify cutting edge somewhere, maybe. All right. And then, oh, that didn't work. What happened? Oh, darn it. All right. Trim. Yes. Specify segments to remove. Those. All right. There we go. Feels like it's a Monday morning. Okay, so there's the what I'm going to cut, and I've cut a piece of cardboard that roughly fits the my my work area, and vector cut that, and then let's just go ahead and do it. Alright, so yeah, I was doing some different stuff yesterday. What did I have? Vector cut, 10-100, probably need to speed it up a little bit. 30-100, probably more like it. Because when you're cutting a material like cardboard, and this is here's one of those little things that annoy you about this, if you make changes within the print configuration, as soon as you hit OK, it forgets what you're talking about. Right? And so I go back in, verify that it made the changes, and then as long as I just exit X out of that, it doesn't lose the configuration. I don't know. It just is what it is. When I first started this process, drove me crazy because if you try to print like that, it will crash the machine. So anyhow, I don't know how long it took me to actually figure out what that problem was, but once I did, it is what it is. So here we go. And we'll press OK, and it's going to send that on over to the laser cutter. All right, here we are at the laser cutter. Got my piece of cardboard in there, and got my air on. I've got the air evacuation going on. I actually turned the air evacuation down a little bit because when you're cutting a material like cardboard, that air evacuation actually can cause a fire. Ask me how I know. So anyhow, this is one of those deals where when I'm doing this kind of cut, I don't move. I don't leave the site because there's always potential for fire, and we don't want it. So we'll go ahead and press go. It's going to come over. It's going to do this autofocus thing. And there it goes. I don't really know why it started there. Not necessarily a problem. But that arc should have gone all the way across. That is one thing about it, is there is no rhyme or reason to how it does inspector sorting, so I guess it's going to come back over and pick up that. Yeah, there it goes. I've tried to understand why it does what it does, and I still haven't done it. Okay, there we go. So let's see what we got. Did we get a successful cut? I think we did. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. All right. Okay, so now I got something that I can lay my letters across and set it up on my board and see what it looks like. All right, here we go. I got my letters laid out more or less the way that I want them. And again, this is just me testing to make sure that this is going to look the way that I want it. And I'll remove that. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. Spacing's a little off here and there, but again, this is just a trial run to see how it's going to look. And so, zoom in there a little bit. That's it. As far as we're going to get. So anyhow, I'll have to. Obviously, I'm going to have to paint the backdrop. I'll have to paint the letters and so forth and so on. But again, you know, I think you can kind of get a drift of where I'm trying to go with this. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start drafting out mountains to put in the background. And so that'll be the next thing that I do. And I may or may not get that done today. I've got quite a bit yet to do today on what I want to, what I need to. And so that might not happen today. But anyhow, hopefully this gives you an idea of where I'm going with this. Love to see comments from other people. Talk to you in a dungeon out.